Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, everyone? First of all, let us praise and thank the presence of Allah Almighty for the abundance of grace and the joy of all of us can still study without any barriers at all and in the health. Not forgetting salawat and greeting we pour out to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who has brought us out of the dark age to the era of light like today, namely Islam. May we all get integration on the end. Amin Allahumma amin. Okay everyone, before I start the presentation, have you know me already? There is a saying that if you don't know a person, how can you love that person? Therefore, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Yazid Mubarak and you can call me Yazid. Okay, in this occasion, I want to share you the presentation or material. Okay, the presentation today, I want to discuss about the silent way. Okay, look the picture. What is the silent way? Okay, silent way is a method developed by Carl Gattino, 1970, based on the belief that students should learn independently, not depending on the teacher. It is based on the idea that teacher should be as silent as possible during a class, but learners should be encouraged to speak as much as possible. So, basic premise of silent way. There are three basic principles. Look at the picture. The first, the learner needs to discover or create. The second, learning is made easier by the use of physical objects such as a cursor rod. And the third, learning is made easier by problem solving using the target language. Okay, next. Look at the picture. Objective of the silent way. Narrative fluency in the target language. The teacher facilitates that students and help the student gain insight into the function of the language and the learner's autonomy and independence. Theory of language. Language is seen as a group of sounds arbitrarily associated with specific meanings and organized into sentence or string of meaningful units by grammar rules. And language is separate from its social context and through artificial situation, usually represented by rules. Gattino views language itself as a substitute for experience, so experience is what gives meaning to language. Okay, look the picture. Theory of learning. Gattino recommends that the learner needs to return to the state of mind that characterizes the baby learning current. The artificial approach the Gattino proposed is based on the perception that successful learning involves commitment of the self to language actuation through the use of silent awareness. Okay, so the teacher rules in silent way. A technician or an engineer who facilitates learning or natural observe. Teacher silently monitor learners' interaction with each other. The teacher uses gesture, chart, and manipulates in order to elicit and save students' response. Teach, test, get out of the play. And the learner's role silent way, learners are expected to develop independence, autonomy, and responsibility. The absence of correction and modeling requires students to develop inner criteria and to correct themselves. Learners work collectively rather than competitively. A learner shall be a teacher, problem solver, and a self-evaluator. Okay, next, the advantage and disadvantage of silent way. Okay, the disadvantage of silent way. Look the picture. The learner works in isolation and communication is lacking badly in a silent way classroom with minimum help on the part of the teacher. The silent way method may put the learning itself at stake. The material or the route and the chart used in this method will certainly fail to introduce all aspects of language. Other material will have to be introduced. Okay, so the advantage of silent way, learning solve problem solving looks attractive, especially because it fosters creativity, discovery, increase in intelligence potential, and long-term memory. The indirect role of the teacher highlights the importance and the certainty of the learner who is responsible in figuring out and testing the hypothesis about how language works. In other words, teaching is subordinate to learning. Okay. So the next side, technique in the silent way. The first technique is teaching pronunciation with sound color chart. And the second, cognitive coding with color roots. The third, peer correction to improve corrected manner. And the fourth, self-correction gesture. 5, teacher silence. And the last, structured feedback. Students are invited to talk about today's instruction, what they have learned that during classes. Students learn to take responsibility for their own learning by becoming aware of themselves and by controlling and applying their own learning strategies. And the last, fiddle charts, used to teach sound spelling association. And the last technique in the silent way is word chart, used to teach and recycle vocabulary. The words are written in different colors so that students can learn basic pronunciation patterns. Now, for example, look at the picture. The teacher showed the learners a small red cautionary rod and a bigger blue one, and says the blue one is bigger than the red one. The learners repeat this. The teacher then substitutes the rods to produce other models and finally encourage the learners to produce their own comprehensions. In the classroom, areas of targets where cautionary words can be useful include word boundaries, contract forms, preposition, word order, and word stress. Learners can use the rules, the first represent, and then to manipulate language. Okay? Conclusion from this presentation is, look the picture. Silent way is the name of a language teaching method invented by Caleb Gattenius. Like other methods, Gattenius used his understanding a process of learning a first language as the basis for establishing principles for teaching foreign language to adults. Gatenio recommends that learners return to the way babies learn. Gatenio proposes an article approach based on the principle that successful learning involves a self-commitment to language education through awareness and active experimentation. Gatenio repeat emphasis on the importance of learning or teaching puts the learner's commitment and self-priority in focus. Okay, I think enough here in our presentation. Thanks for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.